Hi, I'm Katie Hengst. I'm one of the optometrists here at Enclave Vision Associates. If you're watching this video, it's likely because your child has been diagnosed with myopia or nearsightedness, and either Dr. Montgomery or myself have discussed some ways that we can potentially slow down the progression of your child's prescription. In this video today, I'll cover what is myopia and its symptoms, what's different about the anatomy of a myopic eye versus one that's not, and why do we care about slowing down the progression of your child's myopia. To start off, what is myopia? Myopia is just another term for nearsightedness. Someone who is nearsighted typically can see things very well up close, but distance images are blurry. You may have noticed your child squinting or straining to see things far away. Maybe they had to move up towards the front of the classroom. Maybe they failed a vision screening at the pediatrician's office or at school. So what is different about the anatomy of a myopic eye? What is making that eye nearsighted? I am going to link below a video that I think does a really great job of explaining this. I definitely recommend that you watch it. Feel free to pause me and watch that video. I will be here when you come back, or definitely watch that video at the end of this one. For today's purposes, for this video, I'm just going to use kind of some rough drawings to show these differences here. So I want to go through first, what is the anatomy of the non-nearsighted eye? So we call that an emmetropic eye. Here is a side view of the eyeball. Again, very rough drawings we've got here. But so this is where the light enters the front surface of the eye. And all of this tissue back here, the back of the eye is lined by a very special tissue called the retina. And the retina contains photo or light receptors, and those are really what perceive the images that we see. So with an emmetropic eye, light enters the eye, and it all comes to a perfect focus directly on the retina, landing directly on those photoreceptors and providing us a nice, clear image. Now let's go to the myopic eye. So what we see happens with the myopic eye is light enters the front surface of the eye, and it also comes to a nice point of focus, but it's not landing directly on the retina. It's not landing on those photoreceptors. And the reason that it's not is that you can kind of see the difference. The myopic eye is longer than the emmetropic eye. And so in order to make the light focus on the back of the eye, we will prescribe typically glasses or contact lenses that will essentially bend the light so that then the light does focus on that very back surface. If your child has been nearsighted for maybe a couple of years, or if you were nearsighted growing up, you may already know that typically the prescription is going to change every year or so. So let's just say that the strength of a -1 lens is required to bend or refocus that light. Very commonly, you'll come back in another year, maybe we need a -1.5 strength or a -2. And so what's happening there is the distance between the point of light and the retina is getting larger and larger. And the reason that that distance is increasing is that the eye is growing. The back surface of the eye is moving back. So in order to get that light to refocus, we have to use stronger and stronger lenses. So that brings us to the next point. Why do we care about slowing down the progression of your child's myopia? So we talked about that very important tissue on the back of the eye, the retina, that contains those photoreceptors. As your child's prescription increases and their eye lengthens, what's also happening is that retina is having to stretch along with it. The retina does have some elasticity, but it can't stretch forever. So at some point that tissue can become compromised. It may not be something that causes an issue in childhood, but certainly in adulthood, what we may see are retinal holes, retinal tears, and kind of worst case scenario, retinal detachments that develop because that retina has been weakened. Now those are treatable conditions in most cases, but something like a retinal detachment, if it's not treated promptly or appropriately, can result in permanent vision loss that we cannot correct with glasses or contact lenses. We also know that people who are more myopic are at a higher risk of developing glaucoma, early onset cataracts, and certain types of macular degeneration. So in a nutshell, what is myopia? Just another word for nearsightedness, meaning that the distance vision is blurry. The eye is myopic because it is longer and the point of light does not focus directly on the retina. And we care about slowing down the progression of myopia to maintain eye health into our adult years. I hope that you found this video helpful. Please feel free to leave a comment or let me or Dr. Montgomery know if you have any follow-up questions.